Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. Today I am here and we are going to talk about the schedule. Yes, we finally have the schedule written and ready to go. Let me introduce to you someone you know, Sue Ann, the Executive Director of Homes on Wheels Alliance. Homes on Wheels Alliance is presenting the RTR. And Dottie, who is the manager, the overseer of the RTR this year. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Dottie's just poured in hundreds of hours. That would be certainly an understatement, wouldn't it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Hundreds of hours of work
Yeah.
so far into this, and it's all coming together really beautifully, and I think it's going to go really well. So first, do you want to cover a few announcements, then we'll actually go over the schedule?
Sure. You'll be hearing this from us hopefully a couple of times during this video. Just we want to make sure you hear it. At the fairground, it is still like boondocking. We won't have any electricity, we won't have any water. It'll still be out in the middle of the desert. So be sure when you get there, you bring water, you bring your lunch for the day, you bring a chair to sit on, and you take care to protect yourself from the sun. So sunscreen, hat, all of those kinds of things that you do when you're out camping. So just consider this another boondocking experience.
Dottie, this year we're doing something a little different with our classes. Can you explain to folks how the classes are going to work this year?
We will have the on-stage presentations at 10, 1, and 3 as normal, or as in the past. But this year we've also added some small group sessions at 11:30 and 2 o'clock. And what this will entitle you to do or allow you to do is to have a closer one-on-one with the presenter in a smaller group and not the big audience setting.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
and it's been done this way at the WRTR now. We're introducing it at the RTR, just a more intimate, where you can ask more questions and maybe a little bit of hands-on, with some of the presenters.
And so Sue Ann, why don't you give us the dates of the event?
Okay. Let me give you several sets of dates. The first one that you want to remember is the pre-event, and that's January 13th, and that is a Monday. And then the WRTR, the Women's RTR, runs from the 14th through the 17th, Tuesday through Friday. The RTR begins on the 18th and runs through the 27th. So let me go back to the pre-event before we start the schedule, just so that people understand what they're there to expect. Probably one of the most important things that will happen at the pre-event is the opportunity for you to connect with people to carpool with from your general camping area. So we have 5 14-day BLM camping areas. We have High Jolly, Plamosa, Dome Rock, Roadrunner, and Skadden Marsh. Each of those 5 areas will have a table at the pre-event. If you are in that area, let's say you're at Skadden Marsh, you can go to the Skadden Marsh table, and other people from Skadden Marsh will be there, and you'll just meet each other and arrange carpooling.
Okay, so now let's go through the schedule. Sue Ann, you want to go ahead and go through the WRTR schedule?
Sure. The WRTR is 4 days, and really, in terms of the schedule, it's 3 days. We have a full schedule on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Thursday. And then Friday, it's pretty much half day because the other half of the day, they're getting ready for the RTR. They're going to be arranging a couple of things at the fairgrounds. So the way the WRTR works is we have a 10 o'clock session that is a big group, and we'll all meet at the stage. And the first day is an orientation and some opening remarks. The second day is a focus on women's hygiene, and that is a panel from women from different perspectives. Do they live in a big rig with black and gray tanks, or are they in a car and using a bucket? All kinds of experiences there, so that women attending can see what their options are. A lot of the women attending, this is their first time being out on the road. The third day is a panel on women's safety, again from different perspectives. a panel. And then the fourth day is closing remarks, and then we celebrate our time together with a potluck. So that's the 10 o'clock sessions. The 1 and 3 o'clock sessions are what we call mentoring circles or breakout sessions. They're concurrent, and currently I have about 9 circles going on at the same time. So what I said before is get together with your friends, divvy up who's going to go to what session, and then share with each other afterwards what you've learned. But let me give you some just some samples of what you'll see on the schedule for those 1 and 3 o'clock sessions. General vehicle maintenance, so how to check your fluids, basically how to keep your home running. Safe food storage if you don't have refrigeration. How do you do that and not make yourself sick? Basic solar. How can we understand solar and the relationships of the various parts of a solar power system? We have somebody who has been at the WRTR a couple years, as well as the RTR. She goes by Gong Gypsy, and she does gongs. It's really quite a remarkable experience. It is a sound meditation healing kind of experience. She will be there. We have sessions on fitness, sessions on primitive living and cooking, general tire maintenance. We're going to have a session where people can check out minivans and how those have been set up, session on how you can live in a car or live out of a car. So just about anything that you can think of that would be applicable to a nomadic life will be represented in what currently is about 50 different sessions. So there's a lot. Again, go to that webpage, homesonwheelsalliance.org/2020 RTRs, and you'll see the current schedule for the WRTR and all of the options that you'll have.
Very good. Okay, so now we'll go through the and again, all this should be up in front of you. And we'll go through now the RTR and its different classes. We'll just kind of rotate around so we're not all doing it at once. On the 18th, which is Saturday, all the sessions will begin at 9 o'clock with announcements. In the past, we've done the announcements at 10, and they take forever. And this pushes the classes way late. So now we're going to have 9 o'clock announcements. I suspect we'll move them forward. We won't take an hour to do announcements. But we'll play that by ear. Mm-hmm. But they'll be beforehand. And then at 10 o'clock, we have a welcome and an orientation, getting to know with the courtside area what there is and what services you need. At 1 p.m., we're having a buying land panel. That's a topic you'd think we're nomads and we wouldn't be interested, but most of us have an interest in buying land together, buying land individually. But it's really important you consider county rules, so that'll be all covered. 3 p.m. Will be a minimalist panel. That will be on the main stage, I assume.
Yes.
And that'll be really good. And there'll be all kinds of breakouts. We're not going to go through the breakouts. There are too many of them. You'll see the website listed below. It'll be live link in the description. Go there to learn all about the breakouts. And Dottie, you want to tell us the next one?
So on Sunday the 19th, at 10 o'clock, we will have a presentation on boondocking.
I'm giving it.
Oh, you're doing it.
Yeah. With yours truly. At 12 o'clock, it's like I'm going down the line here, because at 12 o'clock, Bob will be having a book signing at the Howa tent. Our 1 o'clock presentation on stage will be about stealth camping, and that is a panel. Different types of stealth camping, different types of vehicles. And then there will be a breakout at 2 o'clock, a small group if you wanted to meet with the stealth or boondocking people and get a more intimate setting so you could ask more questions and they can show you more of what they were talking about. At 3 o'clock we have a presentation for applying for disability as a nomad. And then Sue Ann, you
next
want to
one.
do Monday or Bob or somebody?
Do that one?
Okay. Sure. At 10 o'clock on Monday, the 20th, we have basic safety at the main stage. And then we also have some breakout sessions at 11:30, again focused on safety. 1 o'clock at the main stage, we have severe weather on the road. How to figure out when it's going to happen and how to avoid it. 3 p.m. is a safety panel, and this will be a combined safety panel, both men and women, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
On Tuesday the 21st at 10 a.m. is residency, mail, and getting your ID, your driver's license, and I'll be teaching that one. At 11:30 we'll have a breakout on Gold Star ID in Nevada. More specific details, and that is a breakout, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's a small group,
Right.
and you can actually talk to her. It's a her.
Him.
Him. You can actually talk to him and say, well, I don't understand this. Where did you go? How did you do this? So on and so on. I think that's going to be really good. At 1 p.m. we have Life with Pets. That's a panel, probably 2 to 4 people. At 2 p.m. we have pets and kids, small groups. And at 3 p.m. traveling with kids, homeschooling, I'm sure,
Yes.
and all of that.
So on Wednesday the 22nd is a kind of a travel day. At 10 o'clock there will be a panel on traveling in Mexico or to Mexico, followed by some breakouts, some small group sessions. At 1 o'clock we will have the Way Up North presentation, which is travel to Canada and Alaska. At 2 p.m. will be some small groups on well-being, and 3 p.m. is mental health on the road.
A work camper, is that a panel?
It is a presentation.
A presentation at 10 o'clock. Volunteering, and that's part of a small group breakout. Then specific work camper small groups at 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock, a way to make money on the road, and that is a panel. So we'll have different employers, correct?
That's here, the work camper employer panel
Okay.
at 1 o'clock.
Okay. Oh, at 1 o'clock, that you'll have concessionaires there.
Work camp employers. Yes.
Employers.
Yes. And then the breakout after that, we'll be able to meet face to face with the employer and discuss potentials for jobs.
Oh, excellent. So after the 1 o'clock session, you'll be able to talk to potential bosses.
Yeah.
Again, 2 o'clock, work camper small groups, and 3 o'clock, alternate ways to make money, which is another panel.
Okay, on 24th, which is Friday, at 10 a.m. we have basic solar, just broad spectrum of solar, and then kind of a focus, not entirely, but the day is then kind of focused on seminar on solar. At 11:30 is a solar small group, so just a lot of small groups about solar. At 1 p.m. we have a that's a presentation on lithium.
Yes.
A presentation on lithium solar power generators. You know, the boxes that are an all-in-one. At 2 p.m. gold panning small groups. That's always been one of our favorites. So we have one of our members loves recreational and professional gold panning and gold mining, prospecting, and he's going to teach you all about it. So that's going to be a great opportunity. It's one of the favorite things we do. 3 p.m. we'll have budgeting and money tips and tricks panel. So we'll have several people there who will teach you all about budgeting.
So then on Saturday at 10 a.m. we have the tin can question and answer. That's always a crowd favorite, I think, because
Yes.
you put your questions in, and the participants help answer your questions. At 11:30 is vehicle maintenance and small build out small groups, and the small vehicle show and tell is at noon. And then at 1 o'clock we have the talent show. Last year the talent show I was blown away, and I'm hoping that this year it will be just as I mean, the talent was amazing.
Okay, Sunday, the 26th, at 10 a.m. Cell service and the internet. A lot of questions about that. So it's a really basic piece of information and skill set you need to have especially as a newbie. 11:30, solar and technology. Some small groups focusing on solar and technology. 1 o'clock, solar cooking. So in solar ovens, the person that's teaching that is quite the expert, and he'll set, if the weather cooperates, he'll set up several solar ovens for us
And cook something.
and
Yes.
cook and actually cook something. Yes. 2 p.m. gadgets and small groups. Gadgets. People love to hear about gadgets, and people love to share about their gadgets.
Yeah.
So we'll have several small groups about the different kinds of gadgets. So are they navigation gadgets? Or are they cooking gadgets? Are they baking gadgets? So think about the special gadget you have that maybe nobody knows about. You want to share and bring it to those small groups. 3 o'clock, we're going to have a game show for this first time, so that you've learned all kinds of things throughout the days of the RTR and the WRTR. Now this game show is your time to show your stuff. So be thinking like, who wants to be a millionaire, or let's make a deal, or something like that. It's been a long time since I've been in front of a TV. Yeah.
Something like that.
So that's at 3 o'clock. And then on Monday
Is the last day. It's the closing. Do we actually have anything we do?
just thank you for being here, and anything that we've learned throughout the experience that we need to have participants assist with, like, I don't know what it could be, but
So there aren't any actual events. Just
No.
thank you for coming. And I don't know if it were me, if I would drive all the way up there just
No.
to do that. But you might want to. Now, one thing we want to re-announce and say again is to remind you that if you're coming up, come ready for any kind of weather or hunger needs. There won't be any food for sale there. So why don't you go through the details of what they should bring?
sure. You, like Bob said, bring layer your clothes so that if it gets hot, you can take layers off, and if it gets cold, you can put layers on. A hat, not just for warmth, but to protect yourself from the sun. Sunscreen, food and water. We have no vendors, so definitely food and water. A chair. A chair is going to be especially important for the small groups. The big stage has bleachers, but the small group areas will not have anything but your chair.
Very, very good. So if you like this video, you got anything out of us, please like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that big thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later.